Hey there, friends. Happy Freya's Day from rainy Richmond. I hope all of you are doing good. Today we are going to make a cluster sheet. I watched the marvelous Gayle Agostinelli making clusters. Now, the name of her video is Making Clusters in a Genius New Way. And yes, the lady is a genius. So I'll put a link to her original video below. I wanted to do something very unique and very original and very special for my patrons over at Patreon. So this is my, sorry y'all, spoiler alert, this is your thank you for the month of October. We start out with, now Gayle does this an entirely different way, but I just kind of took the things that I loved from what she was doing and kind of created my own way of doing it. But do watch her video because she is amazing. This is just a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock from a paper pad. It has writing on it, so you know it's kind of a script element. But I wanted to do several layers on these clusters. Now, Gayle just takes a sheet and then she just goes to town on it. For me, I wanted a little more structure, so I used a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, and then that gave me 16 cluster possibilities because I kind of folded it, you know, into 16 squares, which was, you know, exactly what I needed. And we are, just for simplicity and visual sake, we're just going to work with one of the two pieces of 12 by 12. Okay, so we're just going to make 8 right now. I want to use my flow journal to put together, you know, in my mind, I'm going to put together a kit. I need solid papers, I need floral papers, I need some fabric, I need text paper, I need an image, and I need some words. So let's just go through and kind of collect the things that we need from the flow journal. This is it. No massive amounts of stacks on your table. No more supplies than the flow journal. I do have some scissors, and I'll grab a glue stick in a minute, and your substrate. People say, well, what's a substrate? A substrate is a material which provides the surface on which something is deposited or inscribed. Now, you know, in our case, this is our substrate. You may think of a canvas as a substrate, or, you know, an index card as a substrate, or an art trading card as a substrate, but this is our substrate, a material which provides the surface on which something is deposited or inscribed. So I'm going to just kind of set that out of the way for a minute. Now, we're looking for 8 solid papers, 8 floral papers, so I'm just going to do 8, like I said, at the moment. To me, this would make an awesome, like, you know, when we get to, you know, our focal image, that would be super cool. I need to start at the beginning of the paper. So we're looking for some solid kind of papers, and they don't have to be perfectly solid, but let's do that. Let's go through here. Now, right now, I'm just doing solid papers, okay? So I'm just kind of looking for something with a solid kind of nature. It's amazing to me that, you know, so many of us do things, and so many of us have different techniques for the way that we do things. I just think this is, you know, it's a marvelous community, isn't it, when you can just do all kinds of fun and different things with, you know, basically paper. That's what we work with. We work with paper. What an awesome thing it is. You know, I don't know if you remember, I mean, I know you remember being in school, but, you know, there was always something that drew me to paper, and it was in the smell of it, the texture, and that's something that I just never outgrew. Even in my like 30-year music career, I was, you know, I was kind of anal about I'm still looking for just solid. Here we go. And then that might be a focal or a word. All right, so we've got our solids down. Now let's look for, you know, any kind of floral paper that we might want to use. And I just really did flip through one signature here. I am croaky because we worked in the yard yesterday. So, just going to be a little croaky, but that's all right. All right, I want to kind of stack these things so I'm not confusing stuff. So we've got our sheets over here, our solid. I've even started on a few images. We're looking for, you know, a bit of a floral pattern. This is when something like, and you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just pulling things out of my flow journal. That's the beauty of a wrap binding, is that it is easy to pull things out. So that is really going to be my floral element right there. Fabric and ribbon. I have all kinds of fabric to choose from up here with my hairy paper clips. But I did see, I think I saw a piece of fabric here. And of course, when we're doing these are only like 3 by 3. So you don't really need like huge amounts of fabric. Okay, I'm going to take out my kit. I think this was my Flutter kit that was in this flow journal. And I'm just going to set it to the side because I do see elements in there that I totally can use. Let's see if I can find any more. I mean, that's got a nice swatch of fabric in it, but just, you know, for S&G, let's go ahead and just pull some of this out. And I probably won't use this side, but I'll probably use that side. All right, so we've got our fabric. Let's do our text papers. And we always do have, you know, nice text images in here. I can use that. Love this because it's got children's book text on it. So I'm going to use that. I do have this beautiful piece of hymnal, and that's, to me, that's a text element. Let's see. I'd like to find... You know, you can use your recipe sheets. I love this. I'll use this as a text element as well. Uh-oh, I think I've got something on the back of this. Hang on. What do I have here? Let's push this up and see. Oh, yeah. So I'm just going to lift that out from the right. Okay, and then you've got even more stuff to play with right there. Okay, so we're going to say this is our text paper. Images, I'm just going to scour from what I have already pulled out. And I'm also going to just use words from what I've already pulled out. Okay, we are done with our flow journal. We'll just kind of keep it handy in case we need anything else. It is, you know, guys, it's a supply journal. It is a way to create without cluttering your desk. And people work different ways, all right? Some people are cool with a cluttered desk. I don't work that way, but however you work is perfectly just fine. Just don't let anybody tell you how to work. You work by yourself. You work on your own creativity and your own unique originality. Okay, I need the solid paper kind of thing. All right, and I'm just going to kind of look and see what I have. And I even pulled out some art trading coin blanks. Okay. All right, and I might, because I have enough of this, I might do like okay, this is an image, so it's going in the image stack. We might do it like that. I might do a couple of these things. And my idea is just to use a glue stick. Now, Gayle sewed her gorgeousness. And, oh my goodness, it was just so darn pretty. Really, really, really pretty. I do see like a little card like this that has so many possibilities, friends. you know, I'll just kind of pop that in here. I am not being structured at all. I'm just doing whatever I want. Now let's grab the glue stick. And just start layering. We were talking about Gayle and sewing, which, oh my goodness, yeah, she's a great seamstress. Such a smart lady. Oh, so croaky. We worked in the yard yesterday getting the fire pit ready to go. And Chris did some cleaning back there. Chris is like he's like the genius behind the yard. He's the one who really makes decisions. I go out and go, do you want me to rake? And he'll go, okay. Like, no, I can't make any decisions out there, which is fun. Everybody's got their forte, and mine is not yard stuff. So I do really like to work out there, you know, when the weather's nice. And oh my goodness, it was like 80 degrees yesterday. Good grief, it was beautiful outside. And we got up this morning, and you know, it's going to be chilly and rainy. Yuck, yuck, yuck. But you know, good with the bad, yin and yang, blah blah blah, right? That's how life goes. I just realized that what I'm working on kind of matches my little work mat here. Ha ha. You know, I'm not sure if that's good for y'all. Maybe I should switch out my bottom paper. Hold on a minute, and after we get this glued down, I'll do that. I might even break out my sewing machine and sew these. Just not sure yet. I think I got that one upside down. Oop, yep. I think I am working with my bifocals this morning. Oh, there it goes, right there. That's it. Yeah. And while Chris was cleaning outside, I was doing a lot of cleaning inside, so I got a double dose of dirt and dust. I got a double dose of dirt and dust. How did y'all like that sentence? That sentence deserves an award, I tell you. All right, let me peek over here for a minute. Here we go. Now, I think I'll be a little bit easier to see like that. Now, all right, so we have our solid papers down, and we just kind of collage some solid papers together. Next thing that we want to work on is a floral image, and we pulled out this super fun, you know, you guys always get vintage sewing sheets, sewing ephemera, whatever, in your flow journals, and I just love all this floral going on here. So we're just gonna kind of rip her up like this, because I can see that this is the tear line here. So, you know, we'll just use that as our floral image. And we've got so much of it. Of course, you don't have to use a floral image. You can use, you know, it's close to Halloween, so you can use a Halloween image. This is going to be, I mean, this is a cool image right here as a focal image, so I'm just going to put that to the side and put this to the side as well. Look at that outfit, man. That is awesome. I think this was from 1960, Singer Sewing book. Isn't that fun? And we've got one more little piece right here. And I'll do that right there. All right, so let's put that down. The scraps, I'm just going to kind of, the scraps I'm not going to use, I'm going to put over here. So this is the usable stuff. This is the really scrappy stuff. And let's grab our glue stick and start gluing. It's funny, you can imagine, and this is the kind of charm of having a flow journal as well. You can imagine, maybe a young homemaker. Now, this is a super hip outfit, right? So you can imagine maybe a young homemaker, a young mom thinking, looking at that 1960s singer sewing book and going, oh, I don't know, this is more teenager than young mom, her decision-making process. And, is she going to choose something more conservative to create for herself, or is she going to embrace her inner teenager and go for something that is a little wilder, right? I really looked kind of Janis Joplin-ish. Janis Joplin wore nudie outfits. There was a wonderful designer in Nashville, last name Nudie. If you've ever watched the Flying Burrito Brothers or Graham Nash, or even Emmylou Harris, the sparkly sequined creations were created by Nudie, and it is I've always kind of wanted to explore the history of a nudie suit and exactly how that aesthetic played into such a traditional kind of music as country music, and then it became country western, and then it became alternative country and country rock and things like that. So just, an interesting thing to know about where those sparkly, shiny, sequined outfits came from. All right, we've done our floral paper. Now we're looking for fabric. And fabric can be a lot of things. Fabric can be ribbons or, fibers. I mean, you don't have to strictly keep with fabric. This is a creative cluster kit that they are always included in my Big Mama Flow journals, so you have a kit of curated items to work with. I'm going to lift this off, of course. Well, there's a word, and we're going to go for that, and there's some focal images, and we need those as well. Well, looky, we just have like the whole enchilada, speaking of the Flying Burrito Brothers. Oh, that was a bad pun. All right, so I think I'll just work with this fabric. I'm gonna grab some scissors and just kind of cut into this. I am not looking for, you guys know how partial I am to incomplete images. So to me, this is an incomplete image, and it is really awesome. So I'm gonna do this. These are small pieces that I might use, so they are going to the right of my creative space here. And there we go. Now remember, we are just using items from our flow journal. Nothing else. Nothing additional. We might even want to use that kind of as a focal element, I don't know. That's what my little niece used to say. We adopted her from Russia. And she was just so tired. She was 8 years old. She weighed 40 pounds, had never been fed, didn't know how to read, didn't know anything. And, she would just we would try and do homework with her, and she would just get so exhausted. And I would go, Rena, do you know what 1 + 1 is? She'd go, I don't know. I go, okay. I'll go, well, do you want to work on your spelling? I don't know. I don't know, Aunt Tammy. I don't know. And basically, when she got to the I don't know, it was just best to just put her to bed. Poor little thing. But now, she is a total inspiration, man. She is a stylist. She's a hairdresser. A really great hairdresser. And she works at a very prestigious hair salon. Isn't that crazy? She did well for I done know. She made that I done know work for her. All right, we've got our fabric almost done. Aren't they pretty? It's kind of fun. Thank you, Miss Gayle, for posting such an awesome video. I love it. Let's see, we'll do this like this. Okay, so we have our fabric. I'm kind of looking for some text paper. Now I could do one of two things. I could use the this substrate that has text on it for my text paper, or I could cut out some text paper. I think what I want to do is put a strip of text paper. You know, we've kind of been working in our little blocks. Look, and Flow Journal gave us more images to work with. Oh my gosh, we've even got some over here. Flow Journal, she just keeps on giving. That's for sure. All right. I think with this, I just want to, you know, I'm going to do it like this. I love tearing paper. Tearing it is so much more interesting than, all right, now, kind of just want to use a little bit, you know? And this kind of marries that background with what's going on our cluster. It's fun to work like this, like Gayle points out, you know, you know, it helps you create in bulk, but everything is original and unique at the same time, which is kind of cool. Stood up to make sure that we were still in frame. And then when you get to this part, I mean, you could even glean words from a text page, which is kind of what we're going to do. Remember, I'm going to do 8 more of these, and that will give me special things to send to my Patreon group, and I will put a link to my Patreon group. Because these things have to be mailed, and a couple of my members live overseas, I don't want them to be way too bulky. So I definitely am keeping the sewing out of the equation here, because that might make them just a little too bulky. Okay, we've done with our text paper. Let's do our images. And, you know, from our Flow Journal, we do have a lot to work with here. Oh my goodness, that's a sweet bookmark. That's from my Flow Journal. I think I'm gonna put those two things together. Fun. All right, this says Professor, but I really do. This is a chippy. A chippy is a mixed media collage piece using scraps. You know, that's why we call them chippies. We use chippies of paper, chips of paper to create with. And I kind of like, I like both these things. I like the word professor. So again, I'm just gonna, now this is an element that I made, that I'm making into something different. And I love that. That looks cool. Okay, that's one. Love this girl right here. Something I gleaned from a magazine. I'm really sorry about the croaky, y'all. Got the word wild. It goes away. It doesn't last forever. Okay, that's 3 images up here. That's 4 images. I got 5. I need 8. Let's see what else I got over here. there's one. 6, 7, and almost 8. Hold on a minute. Oh, look. Let me take that little card and make something out of it right there. Ooh, that's pretty. That might have to be smaller. Okay, so there's our 8 images. Oh, and I forgot about these, which is also included in a flow journal. You'll get some stamping in a kit. Uh-oh. All right, let's get our focal images down. I have to do things quick too because I don't have much like recording room on my camera. Phone, whatever that thing is now. Kind of both, isn't it? Like I said, we could have used the fabric for a focal image, but, you know, I'll do this instead. Didn't you love this blue leaf? Mia and I took a walk yesterday, and oh my goodness. It's very yellow outside, really pretty. But, you know, I'm not a fan of the cold, and it's coming. I think I cut these out of a, a birthday card, maybe. This one's going to be a bit big, so let's just kind of cut around that. The rain is really coming down. It's either rain or my tinnitus. Sometimes those things are confused. All right, okay, so we've got our image. Now we're looking for a word. So let's see if we can. I love Professor. You know, so we kind of just use that entire little chippy. And I do post chippy videos, so, you know, we do usually one a week. We'll do Professor. I get the feeling that this is a wild woman right here. So we just kind of tear around the word wild. Please check out Gayle's video because she's like so smart. There we go. We got wild. Okay, this says make today an adventure. I think the word adventure is going to be way too big. So we might trim that down, see if we can make it fit. Yay! All right, let's use today. You know, we don't have to use the whole thing. And this says make. And let's see if we have anything else over here. Live every moment. That's lovely. Again, you know, this is a scrappy piece. We don't have to use. I'm very love to use bits and bobs. Okay. Make. This says live. This says every. And this says moment. So we'll use those. I'll grab a glue stick. Again, you know, these little bits and bobs, that's what we use to make chippies. If we have a minute, we'll just kind of put together a chippy so you can kind of see how to use, you know, even the scraps from a project like this. Gayle mentions that, you know, she uses every tiny little bit and bob. And I'm like, yep. All right, this is our last layer. And you know, we really created a nice cluster right here. And you know, it's kind of that time of year when it doesn't look like we're going to be gathering, but if we're not gathering, then it's fun to send things to people, right? You know, it's kind of, I'm going to do that this way. It says live. And this one says adventure. This is a great little project to, I mean, you can do them in like no time flat, right? They're really quick. And, you know, they're perfect to put in the mail because they aren't super thick. I think that's the thing. I needed to make mine not super thick. So let's cut them out and see what we have going on here. These are exactly like the exact kind of thickness that I need. Okay. All right. Cool, cool. I've got about 5 minutes here. So these are the ones that we had done. So let's just kind of take the scraps that we have right here. And, you know, we'll make a chippy, right? This is a great little chippy substrate. We could put this on it. Okay, let's do that. Chippies are so much fun. Very unstructured. You guys know that I do not like structure. I prefer totally unstructured stuff. Okay, this is cool. All right, now, you know, see if you can find a word. We do have all this sweet text right here. Let's use strolled, because sometimes you stroll through the woods and you find a butterfly. You find a treasure. And there we go, my friends. There's a chippy. Okay, I am at the end of what I can record with my phone. So we made a chippy. Check out Gayle Agostinelli and her Making Clusters in a Genius New Way video. I'll put that video in the description box below. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a wonderful Freya's day, and I will see you soon.